All right, good morning, and it's cold. Guys, welcome back. Survival Living here, and yes, I am in Northwest Florida. As you can see, the snow has melted. As much as I love seeing snow again, I'm glad it's gone. But before the snow came, I've been looking at everything. We talked about food prices. We see food shortages. We see how beef, red meat, is being priced out of our range. When the rumors and conspiracy was going that they're going to take away all our red meat from us, I looked at it and that's not going to happen. I believe it's going to outprice it where you can't afford it. And quite frankly, I'm glad we got a deep freeze because we can't afford it. But I noticed vegetables and things like that is also going up. So what I have today is a greenhouse. Yeah, we're not affiliated at all with this. This is something I've been looking into and is a first for me. I've always done planting in the ground, container gardens. I've never done a greenhouse, but this is something I feel as a prepper I need to get established. Now, again, guys, I am on rented property. I don't own my own home. I have to rent. And one of the rules are you can't be planting in the ground. You can't be tilling and all that stuff for a garden. So I had to think outside the box or inside a big box and come up with something. So this is the Out Sunny. It's a 10 by 12 by 7 foot tall greenhouse. It is a cheap one on Amazon. I paid, should be some pop-ups there. I think it's listed as $100, $106, something like that. After the discount that was on there, I got it for like $96. And it took about 2 weeks to get here. Starting construction on it right now. The material is fairly flimsy. Before I purchased it though, I wanted to take a look at some other videos from other creators that here on YouTube that have put these together, and some of them have had them up for years. There's some work that has to be done and another small investment. Lumber. You need to frame up the bottom, frame up doorways and stuff like that. So my overall cost for this greenhouse is $230. That's the greenhouse, the lumber, extra PVC piping for additional hoop support. So yeah, still worth it in my opinion, but I haven't put this up yet. This is something that if all goes good, guys, I'm going to encourage others to do as well. There's all kind of greenhouses that you can purchase. Like I said, this is the cheapest one on Amazon. No kidding, it was the cheapest one, because if I was going to fail at it, I don't want to break the bank. And here on the channel, we try to show you what we do. This is what we're doing. The material itself feels pretty heavy duty. I like it, but we won't know until we get it up. I did see reviews on Amazon for this where the fabric was real loose, catching water, stand in water, stand in snow, stuff like that, and it was tearing through and bending the frames. There's a YouTube content creator, should be a pop-up here for you. He bought one that was a 20-footer, but he put the extra work in with the lumber and shear and everything up, and it seems to be doing great. So anyway, guys, definitely links in the channel, in the description, and also in the chat there for his channel. Definitely go check him out, guys. He's a smaller YouTube channel. I'm just asking you guys, if you're interested in greenhouse and stuff like that, check out his channel, subscribe, be part of his community. So I'm going to get started on this. The lumber and stuff, I'm going to have to wait a few more hours before I start cutting and get that done, because I'm trying to be respectful to my neighbors around me, because it's Sunday, early morning, they don't want to hear Survival Living with a circular saw going off. So at least I can get all the frame done, get all that bolted together. And since this material is so lightweight, should be able to lift up what I need to level and everything else. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get started. When I come back, this thing should be fully installed. Maybe. All right, first, another cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna get to it. All right, guys, welcome back. So we got it up. It's not perfect. I'm hoping that the sun makes the material a little flexible so I can pull it tighter in spots that it needs. I do have some more PVC pipe that will put additional hoops in just to keep that roof tight, because down here in Florida we get a lot of rain, and last thing you need is a sag spot, and then you got a swimming pool on top of your greenhouse. So let's take a look inside here. All right, so if you hear scrunching, that's because I went to Harbor Freight and got a very large tarp for the ground. I know I could have got some weed barrier, but that stuff was very expensive. Like I said, we spent $230, $236 on the greenhouse, the lumber, the materials that I needed here. So you will see some blue duct tape. Anywhere I have a bolt going through the frame, I put duct tape on just so there's no movement against the fabric and wind up wearing out a hole. It's not bad. All right, it's supposedly 7 foot tall, 10 foot wide by 12 foot, and yeah, it's not bad at all. I got a couple sag spots I've got to fix. I got one down there. Just got to pull the fabric, get that adjusted out right. But all in all, it does take 2 people to build this thing. When I was assembling this, it was falling on me, and I actually bent a couple bolts. Thank goodness I didn't bend the frames. Had to get the wipe out here to help me just hold it steady while I run all the bracing and everything. Once I put the foundation lumber down, and we'll go over that here just a second, everything's stiffened up. So that's good. I still want to frame in the doorway right where you are, and get rid of this wide zip up doorway and actually just have a hinged door. I have seen a lot of other YouTubers do that with these greenhouses, and it looks like a great idea. It just stiffens things up, because you can see, I mean, it's not bad, but Florida winds, we do get them, get a little rough. But this is going to be interesting. This is going to be completely off-grid system. All right, so I've been getting barrels for rain barrels. They'll be catching the rain runoff of the house. That's why this is not close to the house, so I get more sunlight. It weighs just enough where it stays steady, but I can still pick this thing up and move it and fine-tune where I want it to catch sun for the most part of the day. We're going to be running electrical using our solar, and also aid with solar generators. I mean, we use them all the time. We have them. Why not utilize them? So we have grow lights. We can definitely be using solar generators or our solar grid for the grow lights. And also I have DC lighting. Yeah, I love DC lighting. Low draw, great power. They're LEDs hooked up here. That way we have lighting if we got to be out here at nighttime. For water with the rain barrels, gravity alone, because my backyard is kind of leaning back, should actually have enough force from the drop to water anything I need out here. Just tap into the rain barrels down low, gravity should force it. But I also have 12-volt DC pumps that run off our solar. So we can actually have that hooked up, turned on, and we can water, no problem at all. And where I live at, our water bill is stupid. It's set up that it doesn't matter where your water goes. If I turn on the outside spigot and try to garden and water things, I get charged for the water and also septic, the exact same. Even though it's not going into a septic valve or whatever, it's going into the yard, I still get a double bill on my water bill. So since I want to grow this year, rain catchment systems seem to be the best option. One, it's free. All right, it's free water. I know back when I lived in Arizona many years ago, I got an $80 ticket for illegally collection of rainwater on my own property. Said I didn't own the rain. It cost me 80 bucks. Snitches. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, there's some fine tuning I've got to do. This is gonna be good. We are gonna be doing a lot of container growing, troughs, you know, just things, raised beds, because I love growing corn. I love having tomato plants that run. Same with green beans, any beans. I like the running ones. I'm not a big fan of the bush. So yeah, we got some more construction to do. We got plenty of room. I don't really do much back here in the backyard unless I'm out here grilling. So yeah, we got to make our solar array a little bit better. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, guys, $100 for the greenhouse. This in here is a 10 by 12 by 7 foot tall. That's in the center, but by the time the tables are here, there's plenty of room. As a matter of fact, the tables I've got, you know what, before we go any further, let me go get those and so you can kind of see our layout. Apparently one of the tables filled up with water while I was outside in the rain. So yes, we got 2 tables over there. That is 8 feet. We got one large table over here. I think that in there was a 7 foot table. I will pick up one more of these 4 foot tables that go over there. We're going to put some shelving up here, and we also have room for hanging. If we decide to put any type of hanging plant up here, that works as well. So yeah, there is plenty of room to work and operate and everything we need here. So yeah, that's not bad. Only time will tell how well this holds up in the state of Florida. Our sunlight here is brutal. Plastic usually does not last out here. We might have to wind up going with a different type of fabric, the sunblock fabrics that still let UV light in for plants and stuff. We might have to do something like that in the summertime and go with one of these plastics in the wintertime. I don't know yet. This is going to be a trial and error, but I do encourage you guys to, this wasn't that big of an investment. All right, I just saved a little bit at a time, and then I was able to get it. Like I said, after the discount on Amazon, 96 bucks. Took about 2 weeks to get here. The lumber, 100 bucks. Oh yeah, let me go and show you the frame. All right, so as I said, I needed to frame up down here on the bottom. So I just L-framed it up, put the highest point hot up top. All right, use some conduit connectors to make sure everything's connected. And this way I could use our wood strips on the back side when I pull the fabric down to make this nice and tight. Well, as tight as possible, I should actually say. But all in all, not too bad. This is the spot I've got to work out right here. So I got this spot right here. All right. We put some more PVC pipe up in this for an extra hoop. I have more in case I need it, and it's possible I will need it just to make things tighter, because the fabric seems to be just slightly bigger than the frame. PVC pipe, and I think I paid $4 for a 10-foot section. So like I said, I got a little bit of minor stuff to work out, but all in all, I'm really not complaining. So yeah, not too bad. Looks like there might be, I'm going to be watching this for a few days too, see how the sun sits on everything here. We might need to move out a little bit, or I might need to trim a couple branches off that tree over there just to make sure the greenhouse gets all the sunlight as possible. But yeah, so delicate stuff like that will be growing in here. I do want to be doing containers, raised beds out here. Good starter, get started in here, move it out, harden up the crop, and then bring it out here. I think we'll have a better chance this year, and it gives me the opportunity to grow and provide more for my family without having to worry about getting in trouble because I start digging in the ground within city limits as a renter and not a homeowner. So yeah, there are ways of doing things, guys. Anyway, definitely appreciate you hanging out with me. Like I said, we show you what we're doing. Doesn't mean I'm an expert. I just show you what works good for us. This is a new project. I've never owned a greenhouse, or maybe the correct term is a polytunnel, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All I know is it's nice and warm in there, and it's green. There we go, okay? Yeah, but anyway, just want to encourage you guys, keep doing. All right, we stock up plenty of food, stock up supplies, but I've always said those stocks are only to carry you through growing season, okay? You can get the 25-year shelf life stuff. Those things are great. They're expensive. It's expensive as hell. I have some, sure. Our main thing is canned goods, dry goods, stuff we use Wallaby bags for, Wallaby Mylar. We bag that stuff up, our rice, our beans, our pastas, flour, sugar, salt. Stuff's gonna last a very long time. But your canned goods are only gonna last so long as well. And eventually you run out. Your stockpiles to keep you going while you're growing your own food, while you're hunting your own food. You gotta have the stockpiles. For those that say, I'm just gonna grow my own stuff through shit hits the fan, I'm not worried about it, you gotta have food to keep you going while you're growing, and two, something major happens and you lose it all. I've done videos on that where freak windstorms come and just destroyed 90% of my crops. Something to think about. All right, guys. Speak to y'all later.